I'm just going to go with
Yes.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
Rare,
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Rare has hold of the rights of the Banjo
No, you're good.
series. But Rare, well, not Rare, Microsoft, because of Rare.
Microsoft bought it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Microsoft has the rights, but Microsoft isn't doing
And they're
anything with Banjo. They're just hoarding. They're just hoarding it.
Yep.
I don't know why they have Banjo. I don't know why they can't structure out a deal with Nintendo. Something, whether it's 50% of the profit, something, just to get Banjo in the game. I feel like Banjo is one of those characters that would make sense to be in a future Smash Brothers game, whether it's Smash Deluxe or Smash 5, whatever they want. I don't know, I feel like Banjo has every right compared to like other characters.
I'm listening.
All right. Yeah, you had a really good point. You, man, Umbreon, what would you? Who would you want to be in Smash Bros?
As much as people complain that there are way too many Nintendo characters from certain franchises.
Oh, there are way too many Nintendo characters in this
but
Nintendo game.
I don't feel that way because it's Nintendo's game. They have the entire right to put as many characters from their company as they want in the game. People always say, oh, too many Fire Emblem characters, too many Pokemon, too many... No one ever says too many Mario characters.
I do.
I never understand why. There's way too many Mario
There
characters.
are way too many Mario characters. I'd rather have Matt Pat in there than.
I'm at the
Beat him down with
I
theories.
miss Matt.
Beat him down with theories. No. Oh, I can imagine it now, where it's like the final smash. He grabs the smash ball, and it's like he screams out loud, and you see the words from his theories all attacking people at once all around.
Oh, it's like Haruka Sensei from that one Naruto game.
Yeah.
But Gen 5 from Pokemon doesn't receive that much love. I don't personally, I don't hate the game. I don't think it was a bad addition to the game. It's just,
I like
to
it.
me, a lot of the Pokemon weren't that memorable. There were a select few that were memorable because they had really cool designs, they had good stats, they had a nice like backstory to them.
Yeah.
Like Little Mimikyu here.
never
Everyone
liked-
loves him.
Sorry.
But I think that the Gen 5 starters are kind of underrated, so I want Superior into the game.
Yes!
I
my
want
favorite
Superior.
Yo, that'll be interesting.
Because one, there's no grass type Pokemon.
I
They
always thought
took
some
out Ivysaur, Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
And they have starters or Pokemon from other generations, except Gen 5's kind of just not there.
Yeah.
Gen 5 was like a reboot. They made like 150 new.
Oh, it was rad.
Yeah. this
Yeah,
is
like, but
And
there
that's
was a lot, 150 Pokemon in the other Gen 2, but a lot of those Pokemon were more memorable. In Gen 5, you had some more memorable Pokemon like Bisharp, Scolipede. Those were like some of the more memorable
And then
Pokemon.
there's Galmotor.
And then the one Pokemon
And
with
then-
fucking keys.
And then everyone
That's
else,
N6.
everyone else was in Gen 5
forget
weren't
ice
that
cream.
memorable.
That's true.
The most memorable Pokemon was literally memorable because he was a literal trash pile.
Yeah.
Rubbish. He's
But I
trash
think
and rubbish.
Superior has a really cool design. He has a pretty, the best move pool in the game, but there's potential and there's definitely a lot of cool things you could do with it.
Alright.
All right. Oh, my bad.
No, I just wanted to say I really liked, but I forgot the water type starters.
Ocelot.
Samurott.
Sa- the Samurott was the last one?
Yeah.
I never got how an otter evolved into a unicorn.
Yeah, that was always a question I had.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Mr. Man in Hat, whose name I forgot to ask?
Mega Man Zero.
Ooh.
Not Zero. Mega Man Zero.
Nice.
Dang.
Another person who does not remember who they are, just like Robin.
I'm just
That's how
gonna.
it starts. He
It
does not
is,
remember.
it is very true. I mean, we all know how Zero goes, how Zero is, Mega Man X, Zero, and then 2 through, God knows, RIP X, by the way. But, think about it, Mega Man Zero, more weapons than just a buster and a saber, chain rod, recoil rod, triple rod, shield boomerang,
And he has to be,
zero knuckle.
and he has to be voiced by Johnny Young Bosch.
Yes. Or at least get Mega Man Zero's voice actor, Japanese voice actor, and that'll be good enough. That'll be good enough. If you get Johnny Young Bosch, thank the lords. But yes, Mega Man Zero.
Just as long as we don't get the voice actor that made him sound like, what am I fighting for?
No. He's DLC.
Oh my god, yeah. Just like
with
Ryan
special skin.
Yes.
with special voice acting from Ryan Drummond. And last,
You have to.
oh wait, hold on, I got you.
I wanted to put it back to the beginning just
Yeah.
to cycle it. Yeah.
And lastly, iDubbbz TV.
What?
Huh?
I called you iDubbbz.
Why?
Why?
You had the hair and you had the glasses.
I have.
Oh,
I
I
have.
hope that's a compliment.
I hope.
Because I don't know iDubbbz. I would finally put Genos in. Yeah. Because Genos has been up for consideration since Melee, and the only thing that was holding them back before was that Square Enix holds the rights to Super Mario RPG, but now Cloud's in there. And I feel like he would be, he already has something that could be powers that are perfectly translatable into a Smash moveset. They wouldn't have to do much work on him, just the texturing and stuff. There wouldn't have to be much concept on him. And I feel like he would be a fan favorite.
Bro, yes. Alright.
Okay, now the combatants are set. Let's get ready for our death battle in 3, 2, 1.
Please don't
Shush.
copyright us.
All right, and go. Start debating.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's go start. Let's make this quick and simple. It's Mega Man Zero. Come on. Y'all love him. But anyways, think about it. Mega Man Z2, all his 10 forms, add every single weapons from Mega Man Z1 to Z4. You can easily put the neutral as like any set weapon, similar to how Shulk's Monado arts work. You can even do down smash as one of the Zero forms as well. Easy, basic combo, Zero Knuckle. That's simple. And pretty much standard could be the Z Saber.
Right, but they already have like they have what would they do? They had Pit and Dark Pit. I could see it kind of working like that. I'm helping my enemy because I don't care. I like their arguments. Well, not enemy, and not even enemy. Just like I respect your opinion, dude. Oh, what's
Those
up?
two.
What you just said, how there should be something like Dark Pit and Pit for his character.
Yeah,
Do we really need more somewhat?
I guess you're right. We don't need more clones.
We'll
But
see it at Mars.
Like we have Mario, Dr. Mario, but still it's so,
it's easier for them to pump them out. That's what it comes down to.
Maybe as an alternate attire, then that would maybe be fine.
Or like a me costume.
Ah,
I'm
shots.
trying to give you respect. You disrespect.
Ouch.
Now you're good, man.
How
I
you
was
gonna do
joking.
the memes like that?
I was joking.
Because I get that Nintendo, it's easy to fill up a character roster with like semi-clones and stuff, but that, because it's so easy, they come out boring. When I play a fighting game, I want variety, I want things I can play test, I want things that I can mess around with and maybe find a new character to fall in love with.
Yeah.
When I see two characters that are similar already, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna like them because they're already so similar to that, it's like there's no reason for me to play them.
So thank you so much for proving my point about Genos. Continue.
You can't play.
Ouch.
God damn.
Yo, that was like a down throw to up tilt continuously. I have to admit that much.
That went from
That was
0 to
free.
100.
That was free.
With the spike.
I mean, it raises...
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming. I don't
Ashing
even
out
know.
his argument, it raises all of our arguments up a little.
Yeah.
So it does give both of us points too. Gen 5, I want people to think a little. Memes are great. Memes are absolutely
Filthy
great.
Frank for Smash
want
Bros.
a Smash character for the memes?
No.
That's,
No way.
That's your
We already have
argument?
enough.
No.
Filthy Frank for Smash 5.
We have.
John Cena for Smash 5.
Come on.
Like the jokes and memes about Gen 5 are great. They were entertaining when Gen 5 came out. But then when I legitimately want to talk about the pros and cons of Gen 5, they're always like, no, Gen 5 is bad because Garbodor. I'm just like, but there's all of these other cool Pokemon. And then, no, but there's Garbodor. Like, my arguments are always shut down because of a few not so great ideas. Now, in putting Superior into
Not a Pokeball?
the Smash Bros roster,
You got 1 minute and 30 seconds, guys.
In putting Superior into the Smash Bros. Roster, one, Superior already has a great design that's often overlooked because Gen 5 isn't as popular as the other gens.
How does it jump?
How can it grab?
Oh yeah, how does he jump and grab?
Well,
Yeah, how does he-
I mean, grab can be easily explained because it
Superior,
knows binding. It knows
correct,
binding.
Superior can learn balance.
It can learn bounce and binding.
Oh, like a spring?
Yeah, it's
Okay, okay.
How can it double jump?
That was a legit question. I wasn't trying to.
Oh no,
Yeah.
like, snakes can like. It can,
I'm I'm picturing in my mind
like,
Superior
it
moving
can, like,
around on Final
like,
Destination.
Oil. It can learn like oil and bounce and stuff.
What would his final smash be? Leaf Storm?
I feel
Frenzy plant. Probably.
Frenzy plant, yeah.
Frenzy plant, probably. Like Pokemon moves are already so there's so many of them that it's not hard for Nintendo to build a good character out of those moves. And it's easy for Nintendo. It's not only easy for Nintendo to implement, but the design
30
of
seconds.
Superior is cool.
You haven't made an argument.
Yeah,
Come on, you
Dude,
got 25 seconds.
Well, when we were talking about him with the Mega Man, how there was.
Oh,
But
right,
it doesn't
right,
look
right.
like-
Yeah, tell us about yours. Why is yours better?
Yeah, why? You
I
got
can
15
still say
seconds.
why mine-
Yeah, you can still say it. You can still say it.
So,
Hurry, hurry.
all right, look, like I said, Banjo-Kazooie, it just makes sense. I mean, I understand, okay, you could add random characters, but here's the thing. Why do we need more random characters? Just put characters that...
I'm sorry, my guy. Time's up.
Okay, actually, one point that I want to...
You know, I
this
can't
is
repeat
after
myself.
the argument, so
Stop.
what I'm about to say does not count on anything, okay? Because it's after the argument.
Yeah,
what I'm about to say
I'm
about your thing about
taking
Pokemon, awesome idea. Superior, in my opinion, is probably the best starter in the 5th generation. But here's one thing that I cannot but notice. You look at every single Pokemon that's playable in Smash. You'll notice one thing, and I know some people are gonna get ticked off when I say it, so I apologize. But every Pokemon that's been a playable character that I've noticed in Smash has at least some sort of connection to either Red or Ash. Think about it. Pikachu, a partner. Charizard, another partner. Greninja, another partner. Mewtwo, the first movie. Jigglypuff, constantly following them around.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Meow.
If there was gonna be a Lucario.
Yes.
Lucario, multiple times Lucario's teamed up with Ash throughout the series.
And movie.
He has his own move with it. Now, if you're gonna put a grass starter in Smash Bros, this is why I think they should release this character as the DLC for Smash 4 during the time. But if I think of a grass type Pokemon that has some connection to Ash or Red, I'm gonna go with Sephiroth. I'm gonna go with Sephiroth. It has a good move pool. It could be different from most of the other Pokemon in the fact that it could be good with both range and close attacks.
It could even...
And its final smash could be
Mega Evolution.
Sephiroth.
I think the problem is I didn't say Sceptile because Sceptile's already in Pokken.
He is a token.
True.
Yeah, he's already in Pokken.
But Pikachu are in both.
Even Lucario and
Pikachu
Pikachu
are
are in
But
Pokken.
Pikachu's the mascot.
They're in there because one mascot, and Lucario is by far the most popular Pokemon in Gen 4. Those
For the
are
record,
only
I guys-
reasons-
They could take they could take Mewtwo's skeleton, not the floating
record, this is the
mechanics,
argument.
but they could take the skeleton and retexture it to be Sceptile easy.
Just wanted to say. You guys can keep going for a little bit longer.
Great, thank
You
you.
guys want to go another
had
10,
to.
20 minutes? You're more than welcome.
Great, thank you.
I will say this,
We can
though.
have one more round.
I will say this though, Banjo-Kazooie is an original character when you really think about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We do need more original
We
characters.
need more original characters.
So I have to side with Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So in the end,
All right, let me try and give out my arguments. Though I believe Zero would be a fantastic add to the Smash Brothers universe, I would have to say that a lot of what these guys said made a lot of sense. There was a lot of debate, but I would love to see Mega Man Zero in the game, but it just makes sense for him not to be on there, because if anything, he would just be another clone of Mega Man, except he would have a sword attack combo instead of like the Mega Blast. For Gino, I would like to say the joking argument. For Gino, I'd like to say the joking argument that he's already in Smash. He's a me.
That's what I was hoping to see.
But the thing is with Gino, I think if they were to do,
Oh, is it not?
Like-
is
like
it
if they
Gino,
were-
not Geno's?
I thought it was Gino.
Sorry,
I'm pretty sure it's Gino.
I'm so tired.
No, don't worry, it's
I
fine.
think this is actually my last round. And I
Yeah.
have to head back to.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alrighty. But yeah, with Gino, he had a. I think he would be good, but if like as of right now, they would run out of ideas of what to do with him. But like what you said, he did have a lot of history. So, but if anything, they would just make him like his gameplay if you had the Mii shooter, whatever.
Yeah.
But for her Pokemon, Superior, I'm gonna sound really bad here. I've never played 5th gen. I'm so sorry.
You're not missing a whole lot. Play black. I've played black and white too, though.
I've never seen the Pokemon, so I don't
My four.
really know much about it. But you did have a lot of good arguments, and there hasn't really been a snake type character in Smash Brothers, and that would be very interesting to have. Though,
Well, it's because of-
in my personal opinion, Banjo-Kazooie would be perfect for Smash. It's an original concept. They're very good together, and it would mean the world if Rare was going to be there. But in my honest opinion, I would have to say, due to the arguments that was given to me and the logical sense of uniqueness, I would have to say that Superion actually is the winner. Superion is superior.
Alright, you win, pick a prize.
Pick whatever prize you
I
want.
can't see what's in that pile. It's kind of.
If you want to stand up and just show all of them.
Poor Banjo-Kazooie.
Now, if you had Team Valor, I think.
Oh, we
Someone
did,
won
but
that
someone
already
won
the
it.
other day.
We had Mystic Valor and Mystic. Or no,
Well, Mystic's the only one left. That shows a lot about them.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
Team Mystic all day.
Alright, but Kellen, you said that this was your last one.
Yeah.
Alright, man, if that's the
All right, man.
case.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Alright, so guys, we still have one. They're allowing us to do one more round, so we can do one more round. But let's take a moment. We can take a quick moment so we can say bye to Kellen. So everyone, give him a round of applause for coming. Thank you, sir. And also, Kellen, we were talking, and pretty much, because you came and because you're such a great person, not just because you decided to come, but because you're a genuinely good person and you are an inspiration to all of us. You really are. And we're not just saying that to be nice. Even though your character is terrifying, but the thing is, you bring joy to people. You sincerely do so. Because of that, there's a lot of things to us as a team. You may not know much about us. We're the Random Ramblers. We're a team, and we. What do you mean? No.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
But no.
5-minute debate.
But we wanted to present you with one of the world's. Oh, this is one of 7 only that we have right now. But we wanted to give you an official Random Ramblers T-shirt.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Excel. Where's the bed? Thank you.
Exactly. And she's the one who designed all of them.
Oh, thank you so much.
And with that, thank you, Kellen Goff, for coming.
Thank you for having me. Of course. It was very fun. I tweeted this out.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you so much. All right. And
I was wondering, sorry, I can't find stream.
Let's get into it. So the question was greatest video game rivalry. So let's get down with that.
I need to pick this before anyone else does, because that's what the first guy did. He said Sword Art Online, and I freaked out and said Naruto, because I was going to say Love Live, because it is terrible, but... anyway, out of all the video game rivalries, you have your Bowsers and your Marios, you have your Mega Mans and your Dr. Wileys, but the most iconic, the most influential and simple, Crash Bandicoot and Dr. Neocortex.
Again,
Okay. All right.
No, this one makes sense. This one makes sense.
Okay. His head like, why?
Okay.
Alright, next.
All right. Is that or do you want to explain it? Or
You have to explain it. After.
yeah, like you say it and then you explain it. I guess that's how we'll do it for this one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, since this is our...
Yes, this is the last one. Go ahead.
The thing is... No. Dr. Neocortex created Crash Bandicoot for the simple design of wanting to destroy the world, take it over, and he was going to have the smartest, most elegant sidekick in his arsenal. Dangerous, athletic, incredibly intelligent. Crash is none of those things, except for dangerous and good. And that is what Cortex's problem was. He didn't listen to his assistant, who said, no, this is dumb. And then Neocortex slapped him in the face and said, shut your goddamn mouth. I'm making this Bandicoot, and I'm going to make him my general. And then, because of the sheer stupidity of Neocortex, and he will never admit that it was his fault, Crash is just amazing. He is good, and he wants to fight for good. And Neocortex is literally the opposite of that. And that's why their rivalry is the best. It's creator versus creation.
All right, so mine, I feel like is even more iconic than yours is, even though Crash is a good game. Cloud versus Sephiroth.
Oh.
Am I right? Am I right? I mean, you've got the ex-soldier, Cloud, and you've got the goddess of the winged angel of death, who been lied to with Genova, with everything else. And the only person standing in his way is Cloud. And then after Sephiroth ends up stabbing the flower girl, Eris, in his back, Cloud goes all hell loose, and Cloud's the one who ends up finishing it.
Ouch. But is it really that iconic, or are we forgetting the real rivalry? One of high IQ and one who is one for justice. I'm talking about Sonic the Hedgehog and, of course, Dr. Eggman.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I was waiting for someone to. I was waiting for someone to either mention Sonic the Hedgehog and Eggman or Sonic and Mario. But yeah, so so happy you chose.
I mean, Sonic and Mario, I wouldn't really call it a rivalry. It's just they just make sure they're on the top of each other's games. It's like similar to Yugi and Kaiba, even though it is very debatable, and you could easily make arguments for them as rivals. But Sonic and Eggman, exactly. It's like something about that rivalry goes further and further and further back. Not just the video games. You also see the TV show Sonic X, RIP for those who actually watched it. Even Sonic Boom right now, you could tell the rivalry is still consistent. It's beautiful. It's still continuing. And it's not showing any signs of slowing down.
All right, well, that's when the actual arguments start. So with that, we've heard it. So let's get into it. Mash it up, guys. In 3, 2, 1.
Now, you do have a good thing with chemistry with Dr. Eggman and Sonic, and I don't know anything about Sephiroth and Cloud other than they hate each other because of the fact that Sethi killed a girl that everybody likes, and that's it.
And Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2, yeah, I guess they explained it a lot more in Kingdom Hearts 2 for newbies like me, but the thing is with, with Crash and Cortex, Crash is literally Cortex's mistake. He is a legitimate failed tries to kill it every single time, but he can't because of the fact that Crash Bandicoot is surprisingly too smart for Cortex, and the fact that Cortex has Crash in his mind. Think about it like this. Think of the constant failure that you have in your lifetime that you cannot get rid of because of the fact that it refuses to get rid of it. Like a cringy moment that you had with somebody that you were in love with, or a voice actor that you met, or a wrestler who you admired. Think about, or a girl that you have a crush on, or somebody that you were in love with. Crash is that girl, and you messed up and peed your pants in gym while you were 3 years old. You need to understand that Cortex is literally the embodiment of someone who will never admit their mistakes, and Crash Bandicoot is that mistake. The longer Crash is alive, the more Cortex wants to kill himself.
All right.
With Sephiroth and Cloud, they just hate each other.
Okay, true. But let's look about before the original. Let's look about the history of Final Fantasy VII real quick. Originally, we have, the lovable Zack Fair, who was best friends with Sephiroth, who Zack looked up to before Sephiroth went crazy. Cloud became the embodiment of Zack Fair when Zack died. Zack told Cloud, take my legacy, take my legacy, and so embodiment, that's what Cloud did. Cloud took his rivalry, Cloud took everything. So it's not just, oh, the flower girl, you killed her, I'm gonna kill you. Not just that.
You killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
You didn't kill a lot of people.
And it's the fact of the matter that Cloud was a very confused boy.
Who let Sora be Sephiroth twice? For the record.
Sephiroth.
With a key, let alone.
And so that's why it's so iconic, because 7 was in most people's childhood, and that's one of the things we grew up with.
Alright, you guys have 2 minutes and 15 seconds left.
Okay, put it this way.
Go hard on it.
How many plans? Like Neo-Cortex, same plan, kill Crash. That's it. And they meet up for Twin Sanity. Almost forgot. Good game, by the way. Sephiroth and Cloud, swords to the death. Okay. How many animes have you seen that? Eggman and Sonic. You've seen Eggman consistently come up with plans. Some of them very logically sound, some of them confusing yet somehow working. Always to outsmart Sonic in one way or another. Sonic, yes, he might win at the end, which is every single time, but how many ropes and obstacles have Sonic gone through to win against Eggman? It was never like an easy cakewalk where side A to side B, I win, the end. Like, how many animals did he have to save? How many times did he had to bail out Knuckles from being manipulated again? How many times did he had to rely on Tails, minus the Chaos Control plot twist, but you know. And also on top of that, team up with his old Sonic counterpart to beat not just one but 2 Eggmans?
Think about it like this, though. At least Crash Bandicoot isn't running out of ideas. Okay, well, not with the remakes. Shut up. But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Connection.
Here's the thing with this, though. Cloud killed Sephiroth.
Supposedly.
So that's not going on. With Neo-Cortex, he has done many things to try and kill Crash and just trick him. In Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex asked and begged Crash to help him out, and Crash, being a good boy, basically decided, you know what, maybe he's turned his ways. I'll do it because I'm an idiot, or maybe because he's good. And then Coco had to bail him out and say, no, you moron. He is trying to trick you, but he couldn't believe it because he really thinks that Cortex is trying to do good, but it didn't happen. And at the end of, in the beginning of Crash 3, it was because of Neo-Cortex's failures that he had to raise Aku Aku, and then he had help, but Crash still was able to make it. It wasn't a cakewalk for Crash Bandicoot either.
But it turns into Crash versus Aku Aku rather than Crash versus Neo-Cortex. It just happens Neo-Cortex has a mask now.
No, the same thing could have been said about Cortex himself. And
Right,
the time just ran out. My bad.
Alright, so you all had really good arguments. What I want to know is, well, first off, do you guys have any closing statements, closing arguments, or debuttals?
First and foremost, I'm thankful that the last panel I'm with you guys because they're all very good.
Aw, thank you.
But with that being said,
Remember, no interruptions during debuttals. Sorry.
but with that being said, yes, you guys may be iconic, but which one was more than just another game? You have Final Fantasy VII, Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, with Cloud and Sephiroth, and you have all of that dynamic. If it wasn't that iconic, if you go to a con and you see Final Fantasy cosplayers, you're going to be like, or a Cloud, you're going to be like Sephiroth. They're going to be like, wait, what? Where? Let me kill him. Versus you guys, I haven't really seen that, so...
I have a theory about that, but I'll save that for the end. You can go next.
No,
No.
I insist. I love fucking like,
I mean, and also to answer her point, just to be fair, Advent, the movie Advent. But now let me shatter all hopes and dreams. Keep in mind that Sonic and Eggman have been going consistently, where Sephiroth and Cloud, their timeline is just about similar as Neo-Cortex and Crash, irrelevant at the end of the day. Where you're constantly seeing Eggman making another plan, Sonic constantly winning again. They are great rivalries, but this particular one has been going on since Sega, when Sega was relevant. Think about that.
All right, now, little children, I need you to understand something here. With the whole thing with Neocortex and Crash Bandicoot, I would just like to say one thing. There have been times where you could actually play as Neocortex into insanity. You did that only once with Eggman, but you could never actually have Eggman running or doing anything. You had him in his suit. Cortex was by himself. He is not a coward like Dr. Eggman. He will fight. He will fight Crash by himself if he needs to. Yeah, he'll have help with rides so he can go places, but he's not an athletic boy. You need to understand that. And their rivalry, it gets interesting with each new development of a game, aside from Mind Over Mutants, because those are terrible. The thing is, with Cortex, he will find a new way, a new, unique way, and not use a gimmick like with Sonic. There is always a gimmick to a Sonic game, except for Adventure 1 and 2. And the classic Sonic games, of course. And the whole thing is that with Sephiroth and Cloud, yeah, the fights with Sora, those 2 times are irrelevant, and I don't even know where Advent Children comes into in the canon. So in reality, they've only fought once. With Sonic and Eggman, they have fought numerous times, but the thing is, it's always rinse repeat with Eggman. He sends robots and Sonic fights them. With Crash, he fights new enemies and old enemies, and then he has to fight Neocortex. Cortex thinks about his stuff and thinks, okay, if he beats him, then I'll do this. If he beats him, and then I'll do this. There is always a plan that Cortex has, and Crash somehow, by either dumb luck or maybe he's actually more intelligent than we think he is, he will always find a way to beat Cortex. And that is why this is the greatest gaming rivalry of all time.
Wow. He just really wants that.
All right, so this is difficult. Okay.
No bias, Pedro.
Yeah, no bias. That's what makes it even more hard. But okay, so hey, gosh, you all gave really good arguments.
And they're all really good dudes.
They're all really. Okay, let's all agree.
Yeah.
That. Yeah, these are all great rivalries.
I think he has
No!
What did I miss? That's my question.
Well, Kellen just left, but we did a bunch of rounds, and it's.
I know. I mean about that. Like
Right now we're doing.
And then
Basically,
something else,
it's the
and then gaming
best.
rivalry.
Basically, it's the best iconic rivalry
in video games. So she chose Cloud and Sephiroth. He chose Crash Bandicoot and Neocortex, and then he chose Sonic the Hedgehog, Dr. Eggman.
Okay, then explain Sonic Unleashed, because it wasn't just Eggman in that one.
I actually like his point. All right, Pedro, hurry, before you get a sense of danger, please, for the love of God, before someone has a rebuttal for why
I'm feeling
Cortex
a
is bad.
sense of danger with you. All right, okay, but it is all about the arguments. I really think he had some really strong rebuttals against each of them. I thought that he was very impressive. With you, I feel like you explained a good amount of like the history of both Cloud and Sephiroth and the world of Final Fantasy,
Even though it's really confusing.
Even though it's really confusing,
Yeah,
and I love as a Kingdom Hearts fan, I love the fact that you added their rivalry also in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
It's so cool how it is cool how you mentioned that. That being said,
Stay still.
that being said, even though yes it was shown multiple times, they were able to kind of like rebuttal your points very well, especially when they were like, well, in Kingdom Hearts, yeah, they did have a clear rivalry, but it wasn't. You only saw Cloud fight Sephiroth for a moment in Kingdom Hearts, when the rest of the times it was Sora versus Cloud, and then they do have an advantage where it's like both of them have long running rivalries, where yours is very well. Technically, it's only for one game, but it's still a very powerful rivalry.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
get me wrong.
still. Like I said.
With that, it's between Crash and Sonic. I love how you mentioned that it's like they've been doing it for years and years and years, and it's true. And I'm not just saying that it's Sonic, man. It's just seeing it critically. It's true. It never does get boring. It's always interesting. You feel one thing happens, then another, and it's always intriguing. And then with Crash and Neo Cortex, it's actually very relatable. Actually, between Crash and because you say how Crash is like the failed experiment, kind of like the failed child of Neo Cortex, and he wants nothing more than to get rid of him, which is sad to say. That is something that's real today. So
Cortex is a horrible person.
But he's hilarious.
He's very funny. His failures are always funny.
So with that,
you know what?
it's hard.
I'm gonna give Sonic a point here.
But wait,
You're about to like.
No, wait, but I do want to hear what you're gonna say.
I'm gonna give Sonic a point here because of the fact that with Sonic and Eggman, there is a secret friendship between the two.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kinda.
In Sonic X and Sonic Boom, it's shown that Eggman and Sonic do slightly care about each other.
They do.
So, if anything, it means more of a rivalry than just hating each other. You have to have some sort of respect for one another. Cloud and Sephiroth have no respect for each other.
That's true.
Cortex and Crash, they have worked together, but that was only because Cortex needed to be the bad guy again and to inflate his ego. With Sonic and Eggman, you could genuinely see somewhat of a friendship.
I will add to his crashing Neo Cortex though. True Insanity, it basically shows that even though they are sworn enemies, whether Crash knows it or not, they can work very well together. And the most important cutscene was the very end. The fact that he acknowledges that it is a mistake, he regrets that mistake, but he also wants to be rid of that mistake over and over, only for him to fail. But it's a really nice touch of detail for longtime Crash fans, myself included, that this is something that was not manufactured in Crash 1. This was something that was like building and building and building. So I have to add to that.
Wow, this is the first media match where people
Yeah,
are
but it's good. It's nice.
Because I've just been like a cringe lord the entire time, so...
Although...
Yes.
I will say, since between you two,
Yeah.
which, first and foremost, I already knew it was going to be an interesting debate because I was thinking Sonic and Eggman because I love...
Me too,
I
me
know.
too.
I was thinking that one and then another one that I didn't do just because I am a Final Fantasy VII remake is coming out.
Yeah,
but
makes sense.
Maybe
But-
it's coming out. Maybe.
It will. Not anytime soon, but it will. But with that being said, with both of them, especially Sonic and Miss Dr. Eggman, like, yes, it may be the same thing pretty much over and over and over, but the dialogue and how he comes about it is completely different. Like, he'll be like, you fooled me once, I'm going to destroy you this way this time, even though it's the same, it's the story's different.
Yeah.
And then with Crash, I mean, like you said, it's very relatable because we all have had, in some way, some form, where someone didn't want us in their life.
I think I might make a video about this.
It is very interesting, yeah.
That's an easy theory.
Right?
All right,
Matt, I
so with
swear
that-
to God, if you steal this, I will come to your house and say why.
All right.
I'm not even gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna ask.
So, with that, all three of you are gonna get a prize.
What?
Whoa!
All three of you are gonna get a prize.
Heresy.
The one with the strongest argument. I'm gonna say Crash and Neo Cortex.
Yeah!
But yeah, the three of you can get a prize. So
I got Jerry, baby. I'm gone.
I will say though, the second one that I was thinking, just in case, was Yugi and
That's your argument.
yes, Yugi and
Why is it
Gaara.
that they're not video
An argument
games?
I know that's why.
Yeah.
But
They've been in a
but
video
not the
game.
interaction.
If someone would have picked, if y'all two would have picked Sonic the Hedgehog and Eggman, I would have been so
thinking
mad.
that.
I was gonna pick Mega Man Zero and Dr. Y.
That guy had an argument.
All right, and then I want to
I just have an argument against his argument.
All right, so real quick, so with that, we can keep talking and such if you want, but right now we're ending the panel. We should be packing up ending the panel, but real quick, like I said, after the panel is done, you guys are allowed to like buy any of these stuff from us if you want any of them. Just come to me and I'll tell you the price. But what was I gonna say? I don't know, but please
Subscribe.
And please make sure to follow us on our social medias up here on the screen. Thank you guys for coming. You guys have been amazing. Special shout out to Kellen Goff for coming. Thank you, dude. You're amazing. Make sure to check out Random Ramblings Productions on YouTube and Media Nut on YouTube. Make sure to check out SillyDrifloon on Tumblr, and make sure to check out Mr. K Dragon Man on YouTube, and also make sure to support him on his Patreon, please.
And also, Will Ortiz, Froyo Bros, and Peggy Unicorn. You guys are fantastic.
You guys are all great. You guys were fantastic. It was such a fun time. Thank you guys. Thank you Supercon 2017 for having us. This was our final Random Ramblings Media Match panel in Supercon for this year. We can't wait to come back next year. And now to get ready for MizuCon. Yes, we're announcing that we're going to MizuCon next month. So with that, thank you guys. Hashtag keep on rambling, and we'll catch you guys later. See ya.